Everyone, I want you to take a moment to imagine this. You've been tirelessly searching for a job. You've sent out countless resumes, polished your cover letters, attended interview after interview, and yet, it feels like you're stuck in the same place. The job you desire, the one you believe is meant for you, seems just beyond your reach, and then, one day, something incredible happens. You hear a voice, not audibly but deep within your soul, that says, stop searching, just stop job hunting. Now, I know that sounds shocking, maybe even a little counterintuitive, but today, I want to talk about why that message could be the most transformative thing you could ever hear. Because in truth, the reason you're being asked to stop looking for a job is not because you're unworthy or because there's something wrong with you. No, it's because there's something far greater waiting for you. We live in a world that constantly pushes us to look outside ourselves for answers, to believe that our worth, our success, and our happiness are all determined by external circumstances. We're told that the right job, the right salary, the right position will somehow validate us, complete us, make us whole. But here's the shocking truth. You are not defined by what you do. You are not defined by the title you carry, the paycheck you receive, or the job you have. These are all just external manifestations of an internal process. An internal process that begins with your thoughts, your emotions, and the way you feel about yourself. When you hear that message to stop job hunting, it's not a message of defeat. It's a message of empowerment. It's a call to step into a space of possibility, a space where you stop chasing after something that may not be aligned with who you are becoming. Now, think about this. When you are constantly searching for something outside of you, your energy is fragmented. You are chasing after what's in the future, always focused on the next step, the next opportunity, the next interview, and in that energy, you're disconnected from the present moment. You're disconnected from the vast, untapped power within you that already knows exactly where you need to go. The moment you stop the search, you shift your energy, you stop focusing on lack, you stop looking for something to complete you, you start looking inward, and it is in that space of stillness that you are able to align with a higher, more expansive version of yourself. Here's the truth. You don't have to find your job. You have to become the person who attracts the job that's already meant for you. You don't need to chase success. You need to align with the energy of success. This is where the power of your thoughts and emotions comes in. You've heard it before. Thoughts become things. But it's not just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about feeling as though you are already living the life you desire. It's about stepping into the vibration of abundance, success, and fulfillment right now. You see, the job you're meant to have is already out there. It's not hidden from you. It's just waiting for you to align with the person who is worthy of it. When you start to feel the joy, the excitement, and the gratitude for what you already have, when you embody those feelings now, you start to match the energy of the opportunities that are already on their way to you. So, when God tells you to stop job hunting, He's not telling you to give up. He's telling you to stop looking outside yourself for validation and start looking within. Because everything you need to create the life you want is already inside of you. Remember, the universe doesn't respond to your need. It responds to your energy, and when you shift your energy, when you stop chasing and start being, everything will begin to shift around you. Stop searching. Start becoming, and let the opportunities find you. We often find ourselves trapped in a cycle of constant pursuit, chasing after the next opportunity, the next goal, or the next step. We believe that by running after something external, we'll finally find fulfillment. But in this constant chase, we lose sight of something crucial. The importance of aligning with our true self rather than chasing what we think we want. When you stop chasing and start aligning, you shift your focus from external circumstances to internal harmony. You no longer spend your energy desperately seeking something that's out there. Instead, you begin to focus on who you are becoming. It's about recognizing that everything you need to succeed, to thrive, to be happy, is already within you. The more you chase, the more fragmented your energy becomes. You scatter your thoughts and intentions in multiple directions. constantly trying to fill a void. But when you stop chasing, you give yourself permission to fully embrace the present moment, to trust the process, and to align with the version of yourself that is already capable of attracting what you desire. This shift in perspective creates a powerful ripple effect. When you stop chasing, you naturally begin to resonate with the energy of abundance. You stop forcing things into your life, and instead, things naturally begin to flow toward you. Opportunities will align with your energy, and you'll find that everything you thought you had to work so hard for becomes effortless. The universe responds to your vibration, not your struggle. The more aligned you are with your true self, the more the world around you will reflect that alignment. Many of us tie our identity to the work we do, believing that our job defines us and our worth. We measure success, self-esteem, and happiness by the title we hold or the salary we receive. This belief often leads to frustration and confusion when things don't go as planned in our careers. But the truth is, your job does not define who you are. Your worth, your value, and your purpose go far beyond the role you occupy in a company or the position you hold. When you start to detach your sense of identity from your job, you allow yourself the freedom to explore your true potential. You realize that you are not limited by your work, but that your work is simply a reflection of your inner state. Your essence is not defined by external achievements. It's rooted in something deeper within you. This shift in perception can be incredibly liberating. No longer bound by the need for external validation, you can fully embrace who you are, regardless of your job status. You are worthy, capable, and valuable because of who you are, not because of what you do. In fact, the more you detach from the identity of your job, the more space you create for true growth and fulfillment. You begin to see opportunities from a broader perspective, understanding that your job is only one aspect of your life's journey. As you step into this mindset, you begin to attract experiences that are more aligned with your true self and your deepest desires, rather than trying to force things into place based on a role that doesn't fully express your potential. Inner transformation is the foundation of all lasting change. So often, we look to external circumstances, like a new job, a new relationship, or a change in our financial situation, as the key to solving our problems or fulfilling our desires. We believe that if the outside world shifts, everything will fall into place. But the truth is, it's the internal shifts that create real, lasting change. It's about who you become on the inside that determines how you experience the world on the outside. When you focus on transforming your inner world, your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, you unlock a powerful force that shapes the reality you live in. Internal transformation allows you to tap into your fullest potential. It's about shifting from a mindset of limitation to one of possibility. It's about realizing that you have the power to rewire your thoughts, to change the way you see the world, and to release old patterns that no longer serve you. The process of inner transformation isn't always easy. It requires self-awareness, commitment, and the willingness to let go of old identities and stories that you've been holding onto for years. But the results are profound. As you begin to shift your internal landscape, your external world begins to reflect that transformation. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach start to appear, relationships improve, and you begin to attract experiences that align with the person you're becoming. True growth comes from within. It's not about waiting for the world to change, but about changing the way you show up in the world. When you transform on the inside, everything around you begins to transform as well. It's this inner shift that sets the stage for the outer change you've been seeking. We often think that success requires constant effort, that we need to push, strive, and hustle in order to make things happen. We get caught in the belief that more action, more effort, and more time will eventually lead to the outcomes we desire. However, the real key to attracting opportunities is not in the level of effort we put in, but in the energy we embody. When you focus on aligning your energy with what you want to attract, you begin to tap into a force far more powerful than mere action. Energy is the foundation upon which all external manifestations are built. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs are what create the vibrational frequency you send out into the world. This frequency then interacts with the energy around you, drawing in people, opportunities, and circumstances that match your vibration. Rather than pushing and forcing, it's about being in a state of flow and alignment. When you focus on cultivating a positive and abundant energy, opportunities naturally come your way. You no longer need to chase after them, because they're already aligned with the energy you're putting out. The key is to shift your focus from what you're doing to how you're feeling, to the internal state you're cultivating every moment. Energy is magnetic. When you are in a state of high vibrational energy, when you feel confident, grateful, joyful, and at peace, you attract opportunities that resonate with that same energy. People want to work with you, your ideas flow effortlessly, and things seem to fall into place without the constant struggle. When you align your energy with your desires, you tap into a force that moves beyond mere effort and brings what you seek right to your doorstep. The universe operates on a law that many of us overlook, the law of vibration. This law states that everything in existence, including us, operates on a frequency. Our thoughts, emotions, and actions emit vibrations into the world, and the universe responds to these frequencies. It doesn't respond to our needs, our desires, or our wants. It responds to the energy we are constantly emitting. This means that the energy you put out into the world determines what will come back to you. When you are in a state of lack, frustration, or desperation, you're emitting an energy of scarcity. This energy attracts more of the same, more reasons to feel anxious, stressed, or uncertain. However, when you shift your energy to one of abundance, confidence, and gratitude, you align with a higher frequency. In this state, you begin to attract opportunities, people, and experiences that are in harmony with your energy. The universe doesn't care about the content of your thoughts. It cares about the energy behind them. To truly change your reality, you must first change the way you think and feel. If you continue to focus on what's wrong or on the things you don't have, you remain stuck in a cycle of attracting more of what you don't want. On the other hand, when you consciously shift your vibration to one of positivity and abundance, the universe has no choice but to mirror that back to you. The power of your vibration is immense. It's the invisible force that shapes your external world. You may not always see it, but the world around you is constantly responding to the energy you put out. By shifting your internal state, you begin to see a world that aligns with the frequency you're sending into it. The universe will always respond to the energy you radiate. Fulfillment doesn't come from external achievements or material possessions. Too often, we chase after the idea that when we reach a certain goal or acquire a specific object, we'll finally feel complete, happy, and at peace. We think that a new job, a promotion, or a bigger house will fill a void inside of us. But the truth is, true fulfillment comes from within. It's not something that can be obtained from the outside world. It's something that must be cultivated internally. When you begin to recognize that fulfillment is an internal state, you stop looking for it in the things you acquire or the positions you hold. You realize that it's not your circumstances that need to change, but your relationship with yourself. Fulfillment arises when you align with your authentic self, when you embrace who you are in this very moment, without needing validation from external sources. It's about finding peace, contentment, and joy in simply being who you are. This shift in perspective is transformative. It frees you from the constant pursuit of something outside yourself and allows you to embrace the present moment. You can begin to feel gratitude for the life you already have, for the opportunities that are already before you, and for the person you're becoming. Instead of constantly striving for more, you start to appreciate the journey itself. When fulfillment comes from within, you no longer tie your happiness to what you achieve. You realize that the joy of living isn't found in the destination, but in the process of growth and self-discovery. You begin to experience peace regardless of external conditions, and this inner peace creates a ripple effect that influences every aspect of your life. Fulfillment is a state of being, not a goal to reach. The idea that you already are who you need to be is one of the most empowering realizations you can have. So often, we look at ourselves through the lens of what we think we lack, believing that there's something more we need to become in order to be worthy, successful, or fulfilled. We chase after titles, accolades, and accomplishments, thinking that once we achieve them, we will finally become the person we aspire to be. But the truth is, you are already that person. You don't need to become anyone else. You need to remember who you are and step into the fullness of that person. The key to unlocking your potential is not in changing who you are, but in recognizing and embracing your inherent power. You are not defined by your circumstances, past failures, or mistakes. You are defined by your essence, the truth of who you are deep within. When you tap into this inner knowing, you start to see that you have always been the person capable of achieving the things you desire. You just had to stop looking outside yourself for validation and instead start looking inward. When you recognize that you already have everything you need within you, it changes the way you approach life. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself because you know your worth. You no longer feel like you have to chase after external markers of success. Instead, you begin to attract opportunities and experiences that align with your true self, the one who is already capable of greatness. The process of growth becomes less about striving for something outside yourself and more about remembering and stepping into the power that has always been yours. When you stop searching, you open yourself up to receiving. The act of searching implies a sense of lack or urgency, a belief that something is missing from your life and that you must go out and find it. This mindset often keeps you focused on the future, constantly striving for something outside yourself. But when you choose to stop searching, you shift from a place of neediness to a place of abundance. You allow yourself to be present and to trust that everything you need will come to you at the right time. Stopping the search is not about giving up or becoming complacent. It's about shifting your focus from external pursuit to internal alignment. Instead of constantly looking for what you want, you begin to focus on becoming the person who naturally attracts those things. When you stop searching, you're no longer operating from a state of lack or desperation. You recognize that everything you desire is already on its way to you, and that you don't need to chase it down. This shift in perspective allows you to stop forcing things into your life and start trusting the process. You begin to understand that when you are in alignment with your true self, the right opportunities, people, and circumstances will naturally gravitate toward you. You no longer feel the need to hunt for success or happiness. Instead, you become the magnet that attracts them. When you stop searching, you release the pressure and the anxiety that often accompany the pursuit of something outside yourself. You allow life to unfold in its own timing, trusting that the right things will come into your life when you are ready for them. The more you stop searching, the more you begin to receive what is meant for you. When you begin to focus on who you are becoming rather than what you are trying to achieve, you shift your mindset from an external focus to an internal one. The constant pressure to make it or succeed can often cloud your judgment, making you believe that the next goal, the next job, or the next achievement will finally make you feel whole. But this relentless chase for external validation doesn't allow you to realize the most powerful truth. It's not what you do that defines you, but who you are at your core. The process of focusing on who you are becoming invites you to step into your potential right now, not in the future when you've arrived. It's about understanding that the person you are today, the qualities you possess, and the strengths you carry are already enough to move you toward your desires. Instead of attaching your worth to outcomes or milestones, you begin to value the person you are in this moment, the one who is growing, evolving, and becoming more aligned with their true self. This shift takes the pressure off constantly achieving and instead places the focus on the journey of self-discovery. As you focus on who you are becoming, you allow space for transformation. You trust the process and understand that every experience, every challenge, and every moment is shaping you into the person who is ready to attract what you desire. When you focus on the growth you are experiencing, you begin to see every step forward, no matter how small, as a victory in itself. In this space, you start to recognize that you are already becoming everything you've ever wanted to be. Your journey is about uncovering the truth of who you are, not about racing toward an idealized version of success that may not even align with your true desires. When you focus on gratitude and joy, you begin to shift your entire vibrational state. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions we can experience because it aligns us with the energy of abundance. The more grateful you are for what you have, the more you open yourself to receiving even more. When you consistently practice gratitude, you create a feedback loop where positive energy flows in and out of your life effortlessly. Instead of focusing on what's missing or what you don't have, gratitude redirects your attention to the abundance that is already present. Joy operates in a similar way. When you choose to experience joy, regardless of external circumstances, you align with a higher frequency of positivity and light. Joy isn't something that is conditional. It's a state of being that you can access at any time. By cultivating joy in your life, you not only feel better in the moment, but you also raise your energetic vibration, making it easier for opportunities to flow to you. Gratitude and joy combined create a powerful energetic magnet that attracts the people, situations, and circumstances that are aligned with that same energy. You stop focusing on lack or struggle and begin to notice the abundance that already exists around you. Your mindset shifts from scarcity to abundance, and you begin to see the world in a new light. In this state, everything you want is more easily drawn into your life, not because you are desperately chasing it, but because you are so aligned with the energy of abundance and joy that it flows to you naturally.